Mike, just to start with, I might ask you for the latest injury update. What information do you have at the moment on Dan Sheehan in particular?
We still haven't got a confirmation on what it is. I think he's still seeing the specialists. Obviously, he's being rehabbed back in Dublin. So, hopefully Andy will have a bit more of an outcome-based answer tomorrow. But as we currently stand, he's seeing specialists and getting the proper treatment accordingly, really.
Would the injury be a concern timeline-wise around the World Cup? There was a report last night saying that it could be between 6 and 8 weeks that he could miss the pool. Are those timelines open or are they being considered?
Yeah, like I say, he's still being diagnosed and stuff, so we'll have a much better clue or idea tomorrow, Thursday, in terms of where he's at and what his back to return dates are.
Obviously he's a very, very important player for the team. If he was to be out for maybe the first couple of pool games, is he a player that you would be willing to carry with the squad if, for example, he was only able to play one or maybe even none of the pool games?
Yeah, I think what you get from Dan, he's one of the best hookers in the world currently, so he's going to be missed in whatever team he plays in. But again, we've got full faith in Rob Herring and Ronan Kelleher and Tom Stewart, obviously, that's showing his face at the moment. So it gives these guys an opportunity to have a pop this weekend. And again, depending on the diagnosis, we'll see how we go on the back end of it. But yeah, he's a world-class rugby player. He's been fundamental in terms of, or instrumental in terms of how we play our game. So he'd be a big loss to anybody.
Thanks, Mike.
Thanks, Neil. Anne-Marie?
Hi, Mike, how's it going?
Good, thanks.
A week out from the World Cup, this game against Samoa, what are you hoping to see from the players building on from that game against England?
I think we need to be a lot more clinical. We need to play our way. We know exactly what's coming with Samoa. They're a big physical side. We need to make sure that we're playing our game and playing at a tempo that we've trained for the past 8-9 weeks to play at. So it's making sure that the guys are in the right frame of mind. It's their final opportunity to sort of put a gauntlet down really for selection and stuff. And we want to go into the World Cup on a massive high. So we really want to be able to take our game. We haven't performed particularly well in Italy or England. We definitely felt a bit rusty and or clunky, as they've put it. So it's an opportunity for us now to fix the fixables.
One thing a lot of the players have said over the last few weeks is just how good the preparation has been. Do you feel like you're in the best possible place? Obviously, injuries to the likes of Dan Sheehan aside, are you in the best possible place you could be heading into the World Cup?
Well, we'll find out, won't we? But no, it's been incredible 8-9 weeks. I mean, we started rugby from day one, so the boys were chomping at the bit to get a game under their belt. It obviously is very different to training and running and stuff. So there are a few sore bodies out there, but it's perfect for what we want building up to it.
Cheers, Mike.
Thank you.
Thanks, Anne-Marie. Aisling?
Yeah, hi Mike, Aisling here from Off the Ball. How are you?
Good, thank you. How are you?
Good, thanks. Just on Dan Sheehan again, have you a chance to speak to him? I know mentally it must be a very tough time for him at the minute.
Yeah, again, he hasn't been in camp with us. He's since we've been over here, so we flew out straight away after the game on Sunday morning. So he stayed in Dublin, so we haven't been able to speak to him at all. No, so obviously Andy and the medics are doing that side of it. So we've got a team to prepare, so we're doing that.
Yeah, absolutely. And how important do you feel it is to be able to strike the balance between being really switched on for the whole time you're at the World Cup and also being able to relax too?
Yeah, it's massively important. I think it's enjoy the journey. I think the guys in the current environment Andy's created here, the people he's got in here, make it to be a fun environment, a hard-working but fun environment. And there's a real good balance in terms of family time, in terms of team time. And Andy's well aware of it, that 10, 12, 16 weeks together does both its problems, but I think we've balanced it really, really well in terms of getting that ability to get away and enjoy yourself as well as work hard.
Thanks. Sorry, Aisling, I just want to get through everyone on the list.
Yeah,
so
no
maybe
problem.
come back to you. Thank you. Gavin?
Mike, how useful is it going through the match week out in France and readiness for the real thing? And does it feel a bit different than pre-season so far this week?
Yeah, very much so. Again, you know, we've cut the squads a little bit. So in terms of bodies that are used, you know, your first game of a season, you're always going to be sore. The boys going to be, you know, coming back to training at different times, different mentalities and stuff. So it's hot. It is proper hot, and you know, the ball's definitely a little bit slipperier. So in terms of that, your humidity at that sort of time of night as well when we're playing. So I think it's a great preparation, and again, you know, Samoans are big physical guys. They play some good stuff. So they've got some talented guys there. So it's you know, for the games that are coming up, I think it's going to put us in good stead going into the World Cup for a final game.
Thanks.
And then
Sorry.
Cheers.
Sorry, go on, Gavin. Go on.
Yeah, in terms of getting that squad down to 33, obviously it's very tense for the players. How is it for the coaches? How tough has it been? Any strong differences of opinion, perhaps, in some of those meetings? Big characters in there.
Yeah, there's always good conversations had, but that's what you want with a group of good players like that. Listen, I've been on the receiving end of it as well in my career, so it's not pleasant at certain people, but we've got to make decisions, you know, somewhere along the line. But you know, with the way the game's gone and your HIAs and your yellow cards and all this sort of stuff, you know, any one of the guys that we release currently that have been with us for 8 weeks, 9 weeks, you know, we'll see them back. That's just the nature of the game at the moment. So they're still massively part of the game, the squad. But it's, you know, we've got to make a decision somewhere along the line.
Thanks, Gavin. Last couple of questions for Michael Corcoran, then Justin, please. Michael?
Thanks, Peter. Mike, it's good to see you. Can I? So this weekend is the last game without Johnny Sexton through suspension. Can I ask you what you've made of the performance of the out halves who've played in the two matches so far, and what you're expecting from them? Sort of what conversations you've had with them and what you're expecting this weekend?
Again, just building on what they've currently got to. I think the authority is something that you know, Ross brings. Jack's probably still learning and that authority, but listen, he's got a lot of good players around him, and if he's able to just play his game like he did for those last 6 games for Munster at the back of the season, you know, he's got a massive amount of talent there. So it's him being him, Ross being Ross, and you know, hopefully we can keep building on him going into that World Cup.
And just a question about your opponent Samoa. I mean, they used to be known as a sort of just purely a physical team over the years, but their game has developed and evolved. What kind of a challenge are you expecting from them on Saturday night?
Yeah, they got some proper X-factor players. I know their head coach, Selala Mapasua. I played with him in London Irish. I know the way he loves to play the game and coach the game. So it's you know, that big physical side, and if they get momentum, or if we feed them in terms of loose kicking or anything like that, they're very dangerous on the counter-attack. So it's making sure that we tighten things up and we do what the right thing is to do in the game.
Cheers, Matt. Thanks very much.
Thanks. Final question for Justin there.
Mike, just one from me, and it's of the 33 places, how many do you feel are up for grabs still?
All 33. No, I'm not sure. Again, anything can happen. You know, week in sport, especially rugby union, especially playing against a Samoan team like this, you know, anything can happen. So, you know, we're happy where we currently are. So everybody's got an opportunity again to put their hand up. So we'll see how the week goes on the back of it.